Hello guys, we shall see another problems where it is based on full load torque as well as maximum torque and starting torque to maximum torque ratios. The problems are based on ratios. So I shall read the problem. A 24 pole 50 Hertz star connected induction motor has rotor resistance of 0.016, that is R2 is 0.16 per phase, and rotor reactance is of 0.265 ohm per phase at standstill, that is x2 is equal to 0.265 ohm per phase, and it is achieving its full load torque at speed of 247 rpm, that is NFL is equal to 247 rpm. So first calculate the ratio of full load torque to maximum torque. Okay, we shall see the formula. TFL by TM, full load torque by maximum torque. What is the formula? 2SMSF divided by SM square by plus SF square. So to do so, you need to calculate what SM is and what SF is. SF is nothing but what? Full load slip. Okay. And SM formula we already know, that is maximum slip, that is R2 by X2. You know the values of R2, X2. Just substitute here, you're going to get the SM here, SM here. So what remains here is SF. SF is the thing which you need to calculate. Again, we shall use the traditional formula to calculate full load slip. How is that? SFL is equal to NS minus NFL divided by NS. Okay. And anyhow, you know how to calculate NS over here, and NS is equal to 120 F by P. Just substitute the values as per the data and you'll be getting NS. And anyhow, N, you know, N is nothing but what? NFL, that is full load torque occurring at speed of 247 rpm, that is with respect to full load itself. So NFL is equal to 247, substitute there and you'll be getting what? SF. When you get SF and SM, just substitute back here to in the ratio of TFL by TM, so you'll be getting 0.3824. Okay. Again, remember there is only SI unit here because Newton meter watt gets cancelled, so it is anyhow it's the ratio, right? Ratio has no any SI unit, so by mistake also you don't write the SI unit. So here next is starting torque and maximum torque. Again the formula is same, only just what you can do is replace this SF by 1. If you replace SF by 1 means 2SM into 1, 2SM, SM square plus 1 square means what? Again 1. So replace SF by 1. You'll be getting what? Starting torque to maximum torque ratio. Again substitute SM value already calculated here, and when you do, you'll be getting starting torque to maximum torque ratio will be 0.1203. Okay, so next let's see the problem. A 6 pole 3 phase 50 Hertz induction motor runs on full load with a slip of 4%. So SFL is equal to what? 0.04, as or you can write it as 4% also, but it is SFL. Okay, the rotor standstill impedance per phase, that is Z2 per phase, not Z2R, it is Z2. Why? Because standstill they have told. Again it is rotor, so it is Z2 per phase, 0.01 plus 0.05 J, that is R2 is 0.01 whereas X2 is 0.05 ohm. Calculate the available maximum torque in terms of full load torque. Means we're supposed to calculate TM as well as TFL ratio. We shall see that. Also determine the speed at which maximum torque occurs. Maximum torque means it is what? Maximum slip. That should come in your mind. Whenever maximum torque occurs, there occurs a maximum slip. So first write down the things which they are given. Poles is equal to 6. Poles equal to 6, whereas frequency is 50 Hertz. Full load slip is 4% or it is 0.04, and Z2 is R2 plus JX2, whereas R2 is 0.01, whereas X2 is 0.05 ohm respectively. Okay. You can see the general formula. We know that T is equal to K times of SE2 R2 divided by R2 square plus SX2 square. Anyhow, we know that EMF2 remains constant when it is running at a certain load condition. So E2 is constant. I can remove that. That is in the rotor, it is constant. So next TFL is what? The same general equation we are writing in terms of TFL. You can write, you can take into consideration E2 also. Here also you can take, here also you can take, here also you can take. Not a big deal. Anyhow, they will going to cancel out. Okay. Only what things will changes the slip. Okay, that is full load slip as well as the maximum slip are the two things which will change. But whereas your R2 and X2 will always remain what? Same. Okay. So you can consider that also. KE2 as well as K2 here. Okay. Not a big deal. Now I'm going to write the generalized formula of full load torque in terms of full load torque. So you can write KE2 also, not a big deal. So SF R2 square plus SF X2 whole square. Similarly, maximum torque K into E2 SM R2 divided by R2 square plus SM X2 square. In both the cases, what happens? Remember, K remains constant. E2 remains constant. So they have eliminated that. Otherwise you can remain, not a big deal, and you will get the answer. So now to calculate this, anyhow SF I think we know already. So R2 we know, X2 we know in the both the cases. So what one thing we don't know is your SFL. SFL like this. SFL is known. So what you don't know is the maximum slip. How you can calculate? Formula is the direct R2 by X2. Just substitute R2 and X2. You'll be getting what SM is equal to 0.2. So once you know, substitute back here this two formulas and divide one by the another. Rather than doing like this, you can just do calculation by substituting here as well as here. We will get the value, then divide one by the another, TFL by TM, and also what happens finally you can write TFL in maximum torque in terms of TFL. Okay, so maximum torque is 2.6 times of full load torque. That is the answer. Rather than doing all this stuff here, directly substitute here, you'll get TFL value, substitute here, you get TM value, and just divide TM by TFL and just cross multiply TFL into other side. You'll be getting maximum torque in terms of full load torque. Now that is all done. Now we are supposed to calculate what? Determine the speed at which the maximum torque occurs. Means speed they are asking, nothing but it is a maximum speed at which maximum torque. Now which formula is going to help me? Yes, slip itself. Again, what is the general formula of slip? S equal to ns minus n divided by ns. Precisely it is what? Maximum torque. Sm is equal to, I will be writing it as Sm equal to ns minus nm whole divided by ns, right? And maximum slip is already known here, which is 0.2, and ns is can be calculated by the formula. Once you know ns and sm, you can usually calculate the nm. You can write it as nm over here. Nm is our maximum speed attained by the motor is 800 rpm. Okay, speed at the maximum torque. And one more thing, three-phase induction motor is basically a constant speed motor, where there is a less drop in the speed you can say if it runs from no load to full load. Okay, very less drop occurs. Okay, so precisely it's a constant speed motor if I say in another fashion. Okay, now let us go to another problem. A 4-pole 50 Hz three-phase induction motor develops a maximum torque of 110 Newton meter. So Tm is equal to 110 Newton meter at 1360. So Nm is equal to, so speed occurring at the maximum torque is 136 rpm. Next is the resistance of the star connected rotor is 0.25 ohm per phase. So R2 is 0.25 ohm per phase. Standstill we shall assume. Calculate the value of resistance that must be inserted in series with the rotor phase to produce the starting torque equal to half of the maximum torque. The condition is starting torque should be equal to the half of the maximum torque. So this condition I need to achieve. So to achieve this, what I'm supposed to do is I'm going to add a resistance to the existing value of the R2 in the rotor. Like you can say R2 plus Rx I can call. Okay, so how much should be the value of Rx such that this condition is achieved? So this you all know already. P is equal to 4, frequency is 50, maximum torque is 110, Nm is equal to 1360. So again by default we need to calculate Ns. That's not a big deal. Calculate it substituting the values, and whereas Sm is equal to what? Ns minus Nm by Ns. Anyhow we know Nm, so maximum slip I will get. So once I know maximum slip, I can usually calculate R2, you know, but you don't know X2 I guess. Okay, but you know the formula Sm equal to R2 by X2. Substitute Sm value, substitute R2 value, then you can get X2 value. Now let us have the general formula. T equal to Ks E2 square R2 divided by R2 square plus X2 whole square. Okay, so now we are defining here, let Rx be the additional resistance we are going to add in series with the rotor resistance R2. So new resistance will be appearing here by when we add a new resistance Rx to the existing resistance R2. So R2 plus Rx is the new resistance to the rotor. See, it is only it is possible if you have this motor as slip ring induction motors. If it is a squirrel cage induction motor means it is not possible. Okay, now we have a formula over here, that is ratio of maximum torque to the starting torque. Okay, so for that we will be having the formula of maximum torque here, that is Sm E2 square R2 divided by R2 square plus Sm X2 square, whereas starting torque is similar to that formula. When you have if I write ST also means starting means ST will be equal to 1, so I haven't written here. If I divide one by the other means the bottom will go top and the numerator will come down, and R2 dash square, because starting the question itself it is very much clear. Calculate the value of resistance that must be inserted in series with each rotor per phase to produce starting torque, means during starting itself I'm going to add that. So that's why we are taking it as T start. Okay, T start. So R2 dash, not R2. Okay, please do remember here, because this is the value we got after adding the new resistance Rx to the R21. So these two collectively I'm calling it as what? R2 dash. Otherwise you can write it as R2 plus Rx also. Okay, and plus X2. This X2 is same here because we are not doing anything changes with X2. Only thing we are varying with the R2 itself. And again Tm by T start. We have the condition T start equal to half of the Tm. So Tm by T start if you do means it will be equal to 2. Okay, here T start you take here, 2 you take here. So it will be Tm by T start is equal to, ratio is equal to 2. And again substitute all values as per the available data. And finally after getting this you are going to calculate the R2 dash. Okay, see you will get R2 dash two values here. One is 0.996 as well as 0.711177. So because it's a basically it's a quadratic equation here, so I'll be getting two equations here. So again remember negative values I'm going to ignore. Anyhow we take a positive values again, out of which we are ignoring the higher value, that is 0.996. we are going to consider only the smaller value. For all the problems it is same, always consider the smaller value. So R2 dash is 0.717, but R2 dash is equal to what? R2 plus Rx, and I'm going to write in front of that R2 plus Rx. But R2 I know. What is R2 value? R2 value is clearly given here, that it is 0.25 ohm per phase. So substitute here. So I'm going to get the value of Rx here. 0.717 minus 0.25, you would get it as 0.4677 ohm per phase. In the next problem, you are supposed to calculate what speed at the which maximum torque occurs. So we shall see. So for that maximum speed occurs means what? We need to know maximum slip is. So R2 by X2 is the formula. Just substitute R2 as well as X2 as per the given data. So calculate Sm here. Next calculate the Ns here, 125p. Next, once after calculating, you know the formula, Sm is equal to Ns minus Nm divided by Nm. You're going to calculate what? You're going to get the Nm over there. Second question is, you're supposed to calculate the ratio of maximum to the full load torque. So Tm by Tfl, you know the formula, Sf square plus m square plus 2 into divided by 2 Sf Sm. And to calculate Sf, you know that Ns minus m, that is full load, right? Full load speed is already given, that is 360 rpm. Substitute that, 375, you already know this, Ns here. I'm going to not this. Okay, Nm is different, Nfl is different. Now calculate now the Sf value and substitute back here. You're going to get the Tm by Tfl value 1.816. Okay, ratio going to get. Third question is what? Third question is the external resistance per phase to be inserted in the rotor circuit. Yes, again I'm going to insert a new resistance value in the rotor circuit to get the maximum torque, the starting. So for that, for Tm at start, again we have the formula Sm equal to R2 by X2, and we know that at start we know that maximum torque, what happens at start condition, Sm is equal to 1, substitute here, and R2 equal to X2. So whatever X2 value will be there, 0.5, that will be copied by the R2. So R2 will become 0.15. Okay, now we are going to calculate what? New resistance here, Rex. So subtract one from the another, that is 0.15 is there already, the new resistance which is supposed to add in this, which is existing one is 0.02. Just subtract 0.15 minus 0.02, we will get what? 0.13. So 0.13 is the external resistance to be added with the R2, so that to get the maximum torque initially. Okay, so clearly asked here, the external resistance per phase inserted in the rotor circuit to get the maximum torque at starting itself. Okay, so this is how we are going to calculate the Rex. Okay, don't bother about this 746 kilowatt and all, it is just given for a confusion. Anyhow, we are not taking this value as considered in any of our cases. Anyhow, 50 hertz, P60 and everything we have written as per the data and all. Okay, these values we took into while calculating this. So remember, you have to subtract one from the other to get the external resistance to be added, that is 0.13.